Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. This is episode number 16, and I am your host, Andrew Rogers, also part-time play-by-play guy. Not sure if you guys saw, but this past weekend I was very busy. I was busy, man, I tell you. Put a lot of kilometers on the old Ford Edge, but man, it was worth it. What a time it really was. I was in Strathroy this past Friday for Strathroy Tillsonburg. That was an unbelievable contest between those two rivals, and great crowd, Strathroy. And then I turned it around, came back to Listowel. Then I switched to high gears and go back that way the next night. Probably should have just stayed there, but either way. Back to Alvinston Saturday night for the Killer Bees and the Plattsville Lakers. Great game there, and great crowd again on hand in the WOSHL. Just a great show of support from the Alvinston fans there, and a great game by the Lakers. And then on the Sunday, excuse me, it was out to Plattsville to see the Laura Rocks defending WOSHL champions going up against the Plattsville Lakers. That game was a beauty, had a lot of good stuff there. And so 4 games in total, though, including the Stratford Fighting Irish and the Tillsonburg Thunder in Tillsonburg Saturday night. And we have highlights from all 4 games. Our 519 Sports Online game of the week was the Strathroy Jets and the Tillsonburg Thunder from Strathroy on Friday. So they have their highlight pack that we will feature here on the WOSHL podcast as well. We also have a great guest lined up on this week's edition of the podcast. Number 18 of the Stratford Fighting Irish, Maverick Petrie, joins the show, and we'll have that interview in a little while for you. But what we're going to do is, like we normally do, guys, as we wind down in the season, we only have a few weeks left, which is very exciting. Playoffs are right around the corner, and we're getting clarity and a little bit of an idea of where teams will fall and how things are going to shake out in these last few weeks. Still lots to decide in terms of matchups, but should be a fun couple weeks. But we'll get to our highlights of this past weekend in our 4 games. We'll get you caught up on the schedule that's upcoming. We'll update you on the standings. We'll update you on the leading scores, and we'll update you on our top goalies in the WOSHL so far to this point this season. And then we'll get to our interview with Maverick Petrie. Like I say, guys, it's going to be great. Great little show we put together, as always. And just before we get to the highlights from last weekend, just wanted to say thank you to all of you for your continued watching and support of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League and all of its teams and all of its people. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that aren't recognized nearly enough as they should, and they do a great job. And their hard work is definitely appreciated by myself and the top dogs in the league and the players on the ice as well, I would imagine. Without further ado, let's get to this past weekend's highlights.
Let's head to the Gemini Sportsplex for our Western Ontario Super Hockey League Game of the Week. The Strathroy Jets on home ice, taking on the Tillsonburg Thunder. Midway through the first, Kane Geltard sends it over to Curtis Christo, and it's a beauty feed to Mitch Fitzmaurice. He opens the scoring. Fitzmaurice makes it 1-0 Tillsonburg, and they get another one 46 seconds later. Mitch Green is on the far side, and he squeaks one through. Green with his 12th of the year. The Thunder up by a pair. It's 2-0. Back come the Jets. Pat McNeil picks it up at center. Here comes McNeil, and he gets Strathroy on the board. Nice solo rush. The Jets down 2-1 after the first. Second period, the Thunder with pressure. Jacob Brown with a one-timer. Josh Diamond is there as he makes a glove stop. Still 2-1. Under a minute later, Justin Abraham is at the point. Over to Chris McGuffin, and he goes upstairs for the goal. McGuffin scoring in the power play. It's 3-1 Thunder. Later in the period, Cameron Amos picks up the loose puck. He centers and scores. The Jets getting a bounce, and they are right back in it. It's 3-2 as we move to the third. The Jets looking to tie it up. Dane Johnston with the puck over to Scott Arson, and he's got the equalizer. That's a shorty. We are tied at 3. Shortly after the goal, the Thunder retake the lead. Mitch Green scoring from the face-off. That's his second goal of the night. Tillsonburg is up 4-3, and it was a huge third period period for the Thunder. Andrew Tapsell finding space in front. Jordan Kobayashi gets the goal. He puts the Thunder up by a pair with his second of the year. And a little later, this goal seals it. Jamie McQueen with a one-timer. He rips it in. The Thunder getting it done on the road. They take it by a final score of 6-3 in our Western Ontario Super Hockey League Game of the Week.
All right, folks, after that lovely rendition of O Canada, we are set for hockey here in Alvinston. WOSHL hockey, the Alvinston Killer Bees in their home yellows, while the Plattsville Lakers don their visiting blacks with the red trim. Looks very sharp in my opinion. Starting goaltenders, number 35, Frank Bull starts for the Plattsville Lakers. Nolan DeConing starts for the Alvinston Killer Bees. And we are going to get underway here in Alvinston. Alvinston plays it up. It's intercepted by Dubecki in front for Hugh, and he fanned on it. And here comes the Killer Bees with 4 the other way. 28 with it is Kyer Cumming. His shot was blocked. It's into the far corner now. Alvinston's going to try and control it in the Lakers zone. Cumming and Hugh battling for the puck. It's going to come loose, and Plattsville's going to pick it up. It's all the way across. Good pass. Hugh is breaking. Oh, back in scores! Kevin Hughes scores early on, less than a minute in. On a 2-on-1, he was wide open in front, and he makes no mistake. And Kevin Hugh has the game's first goal, right on cue for Hugh. And that puts the Plattsville Lakers up 1-0 here. Now it's the other way for Alvinston, but they can't get control of it past the red line. Here's Carson Perry. He'll turn. He's got speed. Look out! Shot, scores! Carson Perry! What a goal! What a goal that was. Boy, what a snipe show for Carson Perry. He buries, and that makes it 1-1. The line, Welch is there on the backhand. Oh, he had Perry breaking, but I don't think Perry was expecting that pass. Oh, wrong guy to give it away to. Here's Kevin Hugh. Shot, that goes off the stick of Jamison. Nicely defended by the Killer Bees there. Hugh had a full head of steam, but the shot was defended nicely. Oh, great pass across, into the middle. Shot, scores! A break for Plattsville. They're trying to get the short-handed opportunity, but Plattsville does a nice job to recuperate, and they're going to skate it across center and into the Alvinston zone onside. Langridge is going to play it ahead to, or play it across to Hugh. Back to the line, Dubecki. Shot, just wide, rebound, scores! Great play, Dubecki just misses, but the carom off the end boards works in the Lakers' favor, and that's a power play goal. And it's number 65, Bradley Watson, with the power play marker that makes it 3-1 for the Lakers. Here comes Alvinston. This one's into the far corner. Killer Bees will go after it. Jason Horvat in some distress there. Hopefully he's okay. Might have just got the wind knocked out of him. Here's a shot that goes over the net. Good chance there by the Killer Bees. We're down. It's down past 14 minutes to play. Here comes Bruder. Shot, nice save. Oh, he gets crushed. Oh, it's in! Brody Martin, after Bruder was crushed into the end boards, that one goes up in the air and comes back down, and Bruder's hurt. He was crushed into the end boards right before that goal was scored from Martin. Brody Martin scores the 4-1 goal, but all the attention now is on Bruder. He got leveled into the end boards there. I think expected that puck to come off the boards like that, and here comes Kevin Hugh the other way. Goes wide, shoots. Oh, that's a rare miss for Hugh. It's loose, shot, scores! Tyler Simon. He goes top shelf, glove side. Here comes the Bees out of their own zone. Perry will play it across. Capriccio looking for a man, nobody home. That was past both Perry and Welch. And here come the Lakers the other way. Shot, scores! Hunter Dubecki goes top shelf, blocker side this time, and he makes no mistake. As a captain, they are going to do the handshake line, and referees will be right there, you can imagine, just to prevent anything from happening here, which is understandable. So final score from Alvinston, 6-1 Plattsville. Plattsville improves to 6-13-1 with the victory. Alvinston falling to 4-15-1.
To have you all here, and thank you for joining JD and myself, and we are getting ready to drop the puck here in the first period. Matt Weston and Ray Robbins, the centers for both teams. Here comes number 1, Stephen DeGroot for the Fighting Irish. Is sent all the way in to Leitch. Scores! That sort of came from nowhere. It went into the corner, and all of a sudden there was a quick shot. This is one of the first times I've actually seen the Thunder down by a goal. Picked up, shot out, taken by number 10, Brulot. Brulot shoots. Wow, nice save by the goaltender there. Oh, there's a shot. Scores! Great save, first save by Jesse Raymond, but the puck came out on another shot. It comes to Graham Brulot. This is not, not called icing. The puck is pretty slow. Intercepted. Here come the Irish. Shoots, scores! Puck was intercepted there. Robbins gets it to his forward, and he gets the goal. And that would be the third one for the Fighting Irish tonight.
Assist in the one game. So obviously they were pretty good players back then, and they were obviously having a lot of fun in the process. I'd like you all to remember Al Atkinson, who is no longer with us. Al passed on February the 17th, 2022.
And the puck is kept in the zone. Thank you, JD. Wide open net. Missed the puck, though. The Fighting Irish passing the puck back and forth. Looking for the players. Nice save by the goalie. He scores! Rebound goal. From a 4-goal deficit, puck is shot down the ice. There is no icing. It is stopped there by Jesse Raymond, the goaltender. McQueen goes after the puck. Puck's out front. It's loose there. Puck is shot there. Intercepted by the Irish for just a moment. To the point. There's a shot. Rebound. Goes behind the net. Out front. There's a shot. Scores!
That, unfortunately...
Puck was behind the net. Pass. It'll be one-on-one, but it's stopped there by number 2, Mike Finley. Intercepted. Puck's given away. Shoots. Oh, he couldn't get it in there. Oh, it's so close. He did the stick handling. He just didn't get it in the net. There's a shot. And there's a save. Okay. Here come the Fighting Irish, number 81. He shoots. Nice save. Dylan Buchholz got the shot. Jesse Raymond got the save. Nice save by Raymond on that play. There's a shot. Goaltender stops it. Now we got some rough stuff going on in the corner. Referee's just watching. You had to know this was coming.
Yes. And while the pleasantries are going on the other end of the ice, I'm going to continue with some player introductions. And I'll carry on with our assistant captains.
They're trying to get the puck. Puck's out front. There's a shoot. Shoot. Yes, he scored. He got the goal. I was telling him to shoot before he got the puck, and he must have heard me, JD. Another face-off here. We are almost 3/4 way through the third period. There's a shot. Scores! Pass into across the ice. Waiting there was number 79, Frank Nemeth.
Welcome the Aaron Blitz. And during that game, I will try and give you the rest of the team's bios. And if I can, have the opportunity to talk to Dan Mahoney, maybe a little bit more history.
Plattsville Lakers hosting the Elora Rocks. Plattsville at 6-13-1 after their victory last night against the Alveston Killer Bees. 6-1 was the score. Kevin Hugh with the big game, 5 points, goal and 4 assists. Elora Rocks come into the game 12-4-2. They sit 2 points back of the Tilsonburg Thunder for third. 4 points back of now the second place Stratford Fighting Irish with 32. Tilbury leads, with 30. Tilbury leads 32. And it's back out in the neutral zone, and here comes the Elora the other way. Steve Dole has Heron, shoots, scores! Chad Heron on the rebound. Steve Dole with the shot. It was stopped by Luchko, but Chad Heron pots the rebound. That's his 20th goal of the season, and the Elora Rocks are up 1-0. Comes all the way to Dole, who's up by the Plattsville blue line. Into the middle now. Gourlay plays it across. Another chance, and they score! Another goal less than 30 seconds later. And this one's going to go to Mike Giacometti for Elora, number 27. He came down the slot and threw it past the glove hand side of Luchko, who is basically at the mercy of any Elora shooter at that point. And just like that, it's 2-0. Seconds of this Plattsville power play, which hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities. Hugh goes down, but he gets it over to Dubecki. Scores with 2 left in the power play. Wow, how about that? And so, yeah, I was just thinking that. Luke Holzer has to go back in the box as there was 2 and then 1 second left in the power play, so he'll be able to re-enter the play. But the goal is scored by Dubecki of Plattsville, and it cuts the Elora lead in half, where it's 2-1 for Elora. To get in the shooting lanes, blocking any potential shots on goal. Horvat, oh, what a hit! And he is down. Spencer McCormick went low, and what a hip check that was. But Horvat, the concern now is on Jason Horvat of Plattsville. We had a similar situation in Alvinston last night with Plattsville's Gabe Bruder. He went heavy into the boards after a shot on net. He was in the hospital today. We're happy to report that he's doing okay. Concern over his knee, but as far as I know, he is okay. You don't often see teams leading scorers on penalty kill opportunities. But then again, this is WOSHL hockey, not the NHL. Shot from Cameron. Oh, it's in! It sneaks past Luchko. Referee right there. And it's going to be Zach Cameron on the power play, extending the Elora lead. It's 3-1. They're met at the blue line. It doesn't get any further, and now we're going to get an odd-man rush. Mackinac has Cameron, and Mackinac scores! Zach Mackinac from Brett Mackinac, and it's 4-1, Elora. Now it's in behind the net, into the middle. Hamilton shoots, tipped in by Zach Cameron. What a deflection! Tipped in a beauty. The shot from Hamilton from the line is tipped in by Zach Cameron, and that's 2 for Cameron in the period. And Elora now leads it 5-1. Hey, in a 5-1 game, I guess. Still, kind of surprising that he wasn't up and ready to go. Here comes Pickering in across the line. Goes to the backhand, scores! Sean Pickering with the goal on the backhand. Just after the penalty to Chad Heron expires. So not a short-handed goal, but a goal nonetheless for number 9, Sean Pickering. 18:36 to go. Even strength goal again for Elora, and they stretch their lead to 6-1. Across the line again, it'll drop to Heron off the post. On the blocker hand side, Heron tried to find the blocker side and hit the post. That shot goes well wide. Ethan Scott in there trying to take his man to the boards. It's Gourlay. Can't get loose. He's upset at Scott and takes him down. The referee didn't even see it. Two of them on there, and now Gourlay scores, of course. And that makes it 7-1. Hippolyte Smith in there on the forecheck on this power play. Number 74, he has it in behind the net. He'll circle out. Shoot. Stop by Dunn. It's loose in the slot. No one home. Ethan Scott, he takes a check from Aaron Smith. And behind the net now. Centering pass. Hippolyte Smith off the board. Shoots. Wide on the glove hand side, and that's all the way out. Watson's upset. Now, okay. Now it's going to be really interesting. Watson talking with Dunn. Watson upset, and he fired a shot at Dunn after the whistle. Watson's not happy with really anybody at this point. I don't know what I don't get it. That one's in. As Plattsville scores, Gourlay's back on the box after his penalties now is done. Head Brett Mackinac in across the line, shoots, pad save from Luchko. Kelso now in the corner. Fan's not happy here, and that makes sense. Skropoulos is up there now. He's going to come in. Backhand opportunity. Can't get the shot away, and Kelso takes him down, and Skropoulos not happy about that. Yep. Yeah. Not really much to say here. You guys are seeing what I'm seeing, so no sense of commenting on it. 1:31 to go in a 7-2 game, and Kelso's night's done. And Horvat trying to take him down. No luck there. Scores! Steve Dole in front. Backhands it home. 16.5 to go. 8-2 is now the score. Really only so much you can say in a blowout game like that. I mean, I can only be enthusiastic for so long until it becomes hard for even me to watch.
Yeah, guys, so that wraps our highlights. We move right into the WOSHL standings. We have the Tilbury Bluebirds now. They were idle this past weekend, so their lead atop the WOSHL standings, the mighty Expedite WOSHL standings, shrinks to 2 with the Stratford Fighting Irish's win. They have won 5 in a row. They are 15-3. They are 2 points back with a game in hand on Tilbury with 30. Tillsonburg Thunder losing to Stratford on the weekend there. They are 14-3. They have 7 games remaining left on the season. They have 28 points. They are 2 back at the Stratford Fighting Irish. Tillsonburg and Elora are in a tie for third with 28 points apiece. Tillsonburg with the higher win percentage. They have 2 games in hand. Elora's won 4 in a row after their victory over the Plattsville Lakers. They are 13-4-2. The Strathroy Jets losing to Tillsonburg on Friday. They are 10-9, 8 points back of Elora. It might be tough to catch them at this point. 5th place is looking like where they'll finish. Plattsville Lakers losing to the Elora Rocks. They split the weekend, distancing themselves a little bit from Alvinston, but they remain 4 points up on the Killer Bees for 6th. They are 6-14-1. Alvinston, with their loss to Plattsville, has lost 7 in a row, 4-15-1, 4 points back of the Plattsville Lakers with 4 games left on the schedule. They do have a game in hand on Plattsville, so we'll see how that shakes down. Interesting development at the bottom of the list here with the Aaron Blitz and the Delhi Flames. Aaron has 8 games remaining. They are 2 points up on Delhi for that 8th and final spot. Delhi, 7 games left. They need points, and they need points badly, but it'll be a tough climb. They have 3 games against the defending WOSHL champion, Elora Rocks, and they have lost 10 in a row. So hopefully after this little bit of a break that they've had, they could turn things around and put some points on the board. As we look, guys, at our games remaining, as you guys can see, Tilbury, they play Stratford twice, Strathroy Jets twice, and the Tillsonburg Thunder mixed in there as well. They are off again this weekend. They don't play again until a doubleheader, 2 games in 2 nights on the weekend of February 3rd. So they're the 3rd and the 4th. Stratford, 6 games left. You got Plattsville, Alvinston, Strathroy Jets twice, and the Tilbury Bluebirds twice. So that'll be a good test for them on the way to the playoffs. Tillsonburg, they go up against the Aaron Blitz 3 times. You got the Tilbury Bluebirds once. You have the Plattsville Lakers in there, and the Delhi Flames to end the season. Elora plays Delhi 3 times. They have the Aaron Blitz and then the Tillsonburg Thunder in a makeup game on February the 17th. That, of course, from December 23rd's canceled game due to the weather. So that'll be their final game of the season. Strathroy, they have Alvinston, Tilbury Bluebirds twice, and the Stratford Fighting Irish twice. Plattsville's 3 games. They are at Stratford this upcoming Saturday. Then they play Tillsonburg and Erin to finish off their season. Alvinston, Strathroy Jets, Stratford Fighting Irish, Delhi Flames, and the Aaron Blitz is remaining on their schedule. And then, as you can see, the Aaron Blitz, ton of games left for them, including 4 in the last 4 days of the season, which would be the 18th, 19th, 25th, and 26th of February. Delhi, like I said, it's a big climb, but there's some points to be made here. The key ones that you can look at from this schedule, February the 5th, they're at Erin. That's a big game. February 12th against the Alvinston Killer Bees, big game there too. And then they close the season February 26th, Delhi versus Erin. Imagine if that came down to a win and you're in. Holy smokes, wouldn't that be fun to watch? Our next one, we go to our leading scoring updates. No change up at the top due to the Tilbury Bluebirds' idle status this past weekend and this weekend as well. Chad Heron has 20 and 20 for 40 points. Kevin Hugh now takes the goal-scoring lead. He has 27 to go along with 12 assists for 39 points. Graham Brulot and Ray Robbins, 35 apiece. Travis Winkworth at Tilbury remains there with 33. Jamie McQueen up to 33. Hunter Dubecki, big weekend for the Lakers, 30 points now for him. And then you have Spencer Gourlay rounding out the top 10 with 29 on the year. Over in the goaltenders side of things, we have Matt Sagrod, who came up with a big victory against the Strathroy Jets, giving him his 10th victory of the season. Colin Dunn getting his 10th win of the season as well against the Plattsville Lakers this past Sunday. Darren Smith doing a wonderful job. He had a great game against the Tillsonburg Thunder on Saturday. He is 7-0. He also owns a league low 214 goals against average on the season. He's only allowed 15 goals so far in his 7 starts. Quite remarkable for him so far this season. And then, to give you guys an update on what's coming up this upcoming weekend, we have 5 games on tap, and we get underway this upcoming Friday, January the 27th at 8:30. It's the Delhi Flames and the Elora Rocks from the Elora and District Community Center. Now, of course, this is the first of a back-to-back, as the 2 teams will then face each other again in Delhi, a home and home, on Saturday, January 28th at 8 o'clock from the Delhi Arena. Mixed in between all of those, you have the Plattsville Lakers visiting the Stratford Fighting Irish. That goes at 4:30 at the Almond on Saturday. The Strathroy Jets will take on the Alvinston Killer Bees. That'll be a good contest, always a good one when those 2 teams get together. This one in Alvinston, BAICC Complex, 6:30 start. The final game then comes to the weekend. You have the Aaron Blitz visiting the Tillsonburg Thunder. Those teams will face off for the first time in WOSHL history. This one 7:30 at the Tillsonburg Community Center. So guys, that gives you an update on where we're at with that. A lot of good things happening, lots of interesting matchups and developments and storylines coming up in the next few weeks here as we head into WOSHL playoffs. It should be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to being part of it. But without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest on the podcast this week. He comes by way of the Stratford Fighting Irish, number 18, Maverick Petrie. All right, folks, pleased to be joined on the podcast this week with my guest. He's a real beauty, friend of the show. He plays for the Stratford Fighting Irish, wears number 18, big heart on his sleeve, Maverick Petrie. Maverick, it's great to have you on, pal. Thanks for doing this, and welcome back.
No problem. Happy to be talking with you.
Man, this season's been kind of interesting for you on a personal level. I mean, you had the injury that you suffered and you came back from that. But let's look at the season as a whole, going from year one to year two. Like, how's it been for you this year?
It's been good. Definitely it's better playing like new teams. You're not playing the same team every time, so that's different, but it's been fun. And then yeah, the injury that kind of set me back a little bit, but well, we're better now and looking forward to going with the rest of the season.
Yeah, like take me through that. Like, what was your initial thought process when you went down there? Like, I mean, it was a freak play and it was accidental, of course. I mean, you could say whichever you want about it, but I mean, those things happen. But take me through what your thought process was in that moment.
I think we were just battling, and then one thing led to another. Like it just happened. And I fell back on my ankle wrong, and couldn't put much pressure on it after that. But it was an accident. Like obviously it's a hockey play, and we
Right.
were just battling, and stuff happens.
Yeah, and then obviously, yeah, you come back and it's great to see you back in the uniform and contributing, obviously. But the team has obviously gone through a lot this season in terms of where you were last year to this year because you guys are dominating. There's a lot of good things that are said about Stratford all across the league from people that I've talked to, saying you're one of the fastest teams in the league. When you hear that, what is that like? How does that make you feel?
It feels pretty good. Definitely different from last year, and I think last year was just like a stepping stone, and this year we're not really looking at that. Like we're not really looking to say like, oh yeah, we're just competing with teams. Like we want to be a top team, and I think we're doing a pretty good job with it so far. Obviously, there's some good teams in this league, but I think we're right up there with the best of them.
Well, then, like you say, you sit second place now. You're 15-3. You put a ton of like two really good win streaks here. Like you've won five in a row up to this point, and you had a nice little long win streak there that was snapped ultimately by Tilbury when they beat you 5-0 just over Christmas there. But I mean, again, like it's just I don't know what do you account the success your team's had this year? Maybe say goaltending. I think last year was a little bit of a goalie carousel, but this year
Yeah,
you guys have a wicked tandem in Zach Weir and Darren Smith.
absolutely. We got two solid goalies where last year, like I thought we did have one of the best goalies in the league and Torch, but he moved on to some better things and good for him. But yeah, then it just ended up being a carousel of goalies coming in and out, and we just couldn't really find our guy. And yeah, it's definitely a breath of fresh air having a goalie tandem like we do this year. And yeah, like you have a 1A, 1B, and you even see teams now in hockey where that's where they roll with. And I think that's really beneficial for our team having two solid goalies that can stop the puck.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one thing also in this league to steamroll potentially what you would say ipso facto weaker teams in the league. But when you have a test against a true contender in the Tilsonburg Thunder, this past Saturday, you guys really put it to them. Darren was unbelievable and kept you guys in the game for the first bit, and then the floodgates opened. Like, what was your take on that game? And would you call it a statement game that's saying you guys are for real?
I think so. I think it just started from our goalies all the way out, and everybody had a great game. And yeah, it was obviously nice to go into Tilsonburg and have a win there. And I think that was big for our team in general, and just showing that, like, yeah, we're here to compete, and we're here to show you that we're a good team.
And I mean, obviously, yeah, we've we know the impact that Darren's had. He's undefeated in his starts, so up to this point, he's been nothing short of spectacular for you guys. But you've also had some other additions that have come in and played really well. Cooper Leach is one of them, and then Matt Fuller on the back end, and then most recently Ty Campbell. Could you maybe try and explain like how nice it is these guys coming in and playing so well for you guys?
Yeah, it's huge. Like adding Cooper, that's a big body. He's quick, strong, and basically does everything you want out of a player, and anything you ask of him, he'll do as best he can. And with Fuller, that's our number one D, and I think that's huge for our team. He plays the power play, has a great shot, and I think it just shows that like him like leading our pack on D is huge. And I think we have one of like the top D cores in the league, and I think that is beneficial to a championship team.
And then
Yeah, we get Ty Campbell too. I don't think any player wanted to play guys where you don't like to play against, but you love him on your team. Saturday scores a goal and has a big block shot, and that was huge.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I mean, I've been a big fan of Ty for a long time. I talked with him quite a bit, and I was really stoked when he come and joined you guys, because I think he's a great complement to an already all around good team that you guys are building there, and I think that's really impressive. I just want to bring us back though to year one, because obviously, you know, you guys had, you know, you dispatch of Alvinston in that little play in there, and then you get Alora, and I mean, you guys really put it to them, I thought, but ultimately they come victorious, and then they go on to win the championship. Now, would you say that this year is kind of like not a revenge year? I don't think that's the right word for it, but is there a little bit extra motivation for you guys to prove that last year, okay, we came up short, but this year we're for real, and we're going right to the end of it?
Yeah, I agree, and like, yeah, last year that was tough against the Laura. It was like men's playing boys in that series. It wasn't like any close games up until game 4, but then yeah, this year I think it was even huge. We beat them back to back, and they still have like a great team, but I think it just shows that, you know, like we're a great team too. So like, I don't think you can take us lightly either. But yeah, just it's big. Like, it seems like we just skipped over steps. Like, I don't know if anybody would have thought we would have been doing as well as we are, but you know, we are, and it's great.
And speak to that success a little bit, because it's not just about the guys on the ice and the talent that you guys obviously have, but you guys are pretty close outside of the game. Like, the camaraderie in the dressing room, I can only imagine, is top notch, and then obviously the organization as a whole is doing some wonderful things. Like, speak to that a little bit, because that's obviously recognition that is deserving.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we do have a really close team. You know, I think we got like 14 or 15 London guys, and they pretty much embrace us non-London people. But you know, it's a very close team, and I couldn't be happier being a part of it. And yeah, I think the city is great, and we're doing a lot. They're doing a lot for us, and yeah, it's just been a really positive year for the Irish.
And then, yeah, like I say, I mean, obviously playing at the Allman, I mean, that's not something you're not used to. So what is it like when you do play there, for you still at this point, playing in, you know, in front of the home crowds that you guys get there, because they're alive, they're electric, and they are really behind this Irish team.
Yeah, and it's great, and you kind of notice it in junior, being like a hometown kid, and you hear the buzz around there, and then you get guys from like other places that have played against the Culletons or Warriors, however you want to say it, and they realize the atmosphere that the Allman has, and they want to be a part of that, which is huge. And like, those London guys, they want to play in Stratford, and you know, they want to be a part of that atmosphere and be a part of the energy that the arena brings.
And then, yeah, we have you guys coming up on Saturday here this afternoon, in the afternoon at 4:30 at the Allman, playing against the Plattsville Lakers, where you host them. This could potentially, depending on seeding, be a first round matchup for you guys. What are you expecting in this contest on Saturday?
I'm thinking it's going to be a really high intense game, and like, I think they're battling for a playoff spot right now, so you know, they're going to be coming hard, coming quick, and I think we just got to be ready for that. But I would not take Plattsville lightly or by any means. Like, we just beat them in overtime the other day, and you know, like, they're improving each and every game, so I wouldn't look past this as like a light game by any means on our end.
And then, yeah, they have a real sniper on their side of the coin too, and Kevin Hugh, who leads the league with 27 goals, a ridiculous amount of goals. Like, is he hard to defend, or like, what is it that you have to do to defend against this guy?
I think you just got to stay tight with them, and you know, make sure he just doesn't get a shot off. Seems like he's got a pretty good shot, and I think he doinked Weersy off the head the other day, and he said like that wasn't fun, taking Kevin Hu shot off the melon, but
Sure.
I think he's got to take his space away and just kind of contain him as best as we can.
All right. We've been speaking here with Stratford Fighting Irish's number 18, Mav Petrie. Mav, last question I have for you. Anyone in the Stratford organization would know that you have your biggest fan that always comes out and watches your games, and that's got to mean something to you as a dad to have your son there watching those games. Like, there has to be a little bit of extra motivation and fuel in your fire to perform and do well. What's that like for you?
It's awesome. I love having my little guy there. He's starting to get to an age where he knows like hockey's going on, and he'll be banging on the glass with his mini stick, and it's pretty cool to see. I know when I was growing up, when my dad was coaching, I always wanted to be in the locker room like with those guys, and he comes in every now and then, gives the boys high fives, and it's awesome. I love having him there, and just love seeing him in the stands. And pretty cool that he realizes, like, when he sees an Irish logo, he'll be like, "Daddy's hockey." So yeah, it's pretty cute.
No doubt.
I love it.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, keep that motivation going. We've been speaking, like I say, to Maverick Petrie of the Stratford Fighting Irish. They have a game upcoming on Saturday when they host the Plattsville Lakers, 4:30 at the William Allman Memorial Arena. Mav, it's been great to talk with you, dude. Best of luck the rest of the way. Keep up the intensity, and make sure to have all that momentum going into playoff time. It should be a lot of fun to watch. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Raji.
All right, folks. We want to thank once again Maverick Petrie for dropping in and being our guest on this week's edition of the WOSHL podcast. Really appreciate him doing that for us. Want to thank you guys, the viewer, for watching once again and tuning into another episode of the Western Ontario Super Hockey League podcast. Appreciate you guys watching the highlight packs that I put together as well. I hope they're okay for you guys. I hope they provide enough of a visual representation of these games. I really like putting them together for you, and I really like the fact that they're watched as many times as they are. So thank you very much for your continued support of that. I am Andrew Rogers, the host of the podcast. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, we'll sign off here, and we'll see you guys again next week. Take care, folks. So long.